Hi. Hi. So, my name is Luvia Lazo. I am from Oaxaca, Mexico. Oaxaca is a very remote city in Mexico, in the south of Mexico. So, now that you've seen the work, I think you may have an idea of what is it about. It's about loss, but also about love and grandpas. So, when I started this project, when I started like photographing for it, was because I got a grant in Mexico, and I applied to this grant to talk about the women representation, indigenous women representation, because I wanted to show women in a different way of what we have been always shown in photographs as Mexicans, as Oaxacans, and as Zapotecs. In the middle of this process, my grandpa passed away, and I couldn't keep working or paying attention to women. I started to thinking a lot about the time I didn't spend with him or the attention I didn't pay to him. So I started to pay attention to other elders, to other old people, grandmas and grandpas in general. So that's how this project started with. I started to make connections with them, to treat them, to visit them at their houses. Sometimes I saw them in a market, so I went to their houses to visit them, to have talks, rather than photograph them. That was like the end of the process of knowing them well. The name of the series is Kanitlow, which means disappearing or the faces are getting lost. So that's one of the reasons where you do not see any of the faces in the portraits. That for me, all of them are portraits, but I'm not showing you the faces because I think that in a way respects the privacy of the old people, but at the same time removes this specific thing about them. Like it can be any person in any part of the world that it's being photographed and showed there. There are two photos that for me are very key and very different in the series, which are the one with the shirts there was the last shirts my grandpa used. So that's why like the name of the photo, it's my grandpa's closet, because that was basically his closet, the shirts he kept wearing for the last months. To me, that's a portrait. You do not need to put a face on it. You don't need to have a person there to make a photo of something that you love, for someone that you love. And the fourth photo with the blue hands was part of a ritual. When in my culture, when someone passes, you need to wash your hands in the grapes, so you can forget them, so you don't have this sadness like for a very long time. I didn't want to forget my grandpa, so what I did instead of washing my hands in water was dyed my heads with indigo plant. So that's the blue hand there. So instead of the indigo, it's something that they do in my village. They use indigo to dye threads. So I dye my hands with indigo. So instead of forgetting about my grandpa, I had him in my hands every day. Like I didn't know indigo lasted so long in the body. Like it lasts like 2 weeks, 3 weeks more or less. So while this sadness was vanishing, also like the indigo was vanishing. So to me, that was like an invented ritual that I made to honor my grandpa. Having Kanitlow here in Photoville for me is like very special because it allows me to share with you what is the feeling of losing someone you love, and how do you deal with these feelings once a person you really are attached or linked to, it's gone. There are a lot of things going on once this happens. Like I started to find my grandpa in other hands people, in other people's faces, even in the clothing. If I see like someone like driving a bike with a blue shirt, I could see my grandpa in that person. That's how this all the series started to happen. I'm still working on it. I've been working on it for 2 years now, and that's it. Do you have questions about it? Yep.
I'm just wondering, since you mentioned the ritual with the indigo on your hand, is ritual something that played a role in other photographs that you did here? Is there a ritual kind of important?
No, it's the only one where I use the ritual for. Like the rest of them were just like photographing the people backwards, which was funny for them. Like they were expecting, once you build a relationship with someone, like, and you ask for a photo, they're expecting you to take a picture of their faces because they trust you. So what happens when I made these connections and when I tell them about a project and I ask for a photo backwards, they're just like, why backwards? Like, why do you don't want to show our faces? But I think when you're photographing people, you need to be like really careful with that too. Like, are you the right person to show those faces? Do you want to show those faces? Are those faces necessary to tell a story? So to me, that was like a responsibility that I wanted to be really aware of, and I really wanted to take care of these rampas, like display them here, like you all can see them, but at the same time, I'm taking care of their privacy in a way. Like you don't know them, but you know them. Like you know, like you see them, but you don't know them. So this can be any rampa in any place in the world. Like it's not only in a little village in Oaxaca. It can be anywhere.
Can you repeat what the title is? Is that the Kanitlow?
Oh yeah, yeah. The title of the project is Kanitlow, which means disappearing, or the faces are getting lost.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what is that title? How does that play out in the photos you took? Like, are you saying that the culture is being lost? Or
No, like this word. When my grandpa turns 82 years old, I went to visit them, and then when I was like saying goodbye to him, he looked at me and he told me in our language, he told me, Luvia, Kanitlow, I'm losing your face. He was telling me that he was like getting blind of one eye. So those words to me was like he was losing my face. He was not able to see me anymore, but he knew it was me. So when I started to do this project and I was like looking for how to title it, how to put a name of it, this word came to my mind, and this means to me everything. Like it was like a personal loss, like he disappeared in a way, but also the people in here, it's disappearing. If you play with the images, if you put one next to another, like you can see in one of them like the traditional clothing that is just like cotton pants and white shirt, but then you see this man using jeans. So one picture next to another, it's like also disappearing. So it's like a game of the wording. It's like also playing with the imagery. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Have you done portraits in the past where you show faces and like as an artist, as like your past work also influenced the way you
If I have photos of faces?
yeah.
Yeah, I do. Like actually, like all of these photos, I usually take a portrait of them, of their faces, which I give them away. Like I gave it to them, but also something that I'm struggling with now is taking pictures of faces. It happens to me. I was sharing with the past group like a month ago. I made a picture of my mom. It was like a profile picture, and she was holding a big turkey. So I don't know for what reason this photo was taken out of my Instagram, and it turned out to be a meme. And that was like, to me, as a daughter, I was exposing my mom to be used as a meme. That's what I wanted that to happen. I didn't want that to happen. But how you control images, how you control the images you put out there of other people. How do you control your own images? Like, it was not my intention at all, and it was not funny to me anymore. When I've seen memes, I've laughed at memes. They're funny, but when it has to do with someone you love, then how you control that? So I think my challenge now is to go back and start like taking photographs with people with faces. It's like that's a personal challenge that I need to move forward with. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Gracias. Oye, gracias.